ladies and gentlemen, please put your PPMA hands together, please, for our first guest today. It's Matt from Packline. Oh, we got a thumbs up and everything. Good morning. Let's pretend we haven't just been chatting and do the handshake thing again. There we go. Thanks for joining us on the stage. How has your week been so far here in Birmingham?
It's been tiring, but it's been fun.
Tiring but fun. Yeah, I think I can relate to that. I'm
yeah.
pleased that it's the final day.
It's been a good show.
Yeah,
for us.
good, good. I'm pleased to hear it. Packline, what do you do?
Do you know, I don't know. I've only been there 10 years. We manufacture and design handling solutions for customers, whether it be reels, drums, batteries, exhaust systems. Customers will always come to us with the issues, and we'll try and solve them together. We're not really fixed to any one sector. We're involved in food and pharma, but we also get involved with all sorts of atomic stuff and aerospace and anything that people are struggling to handle. Reels of paper, reels of foil, bits of metal, and we make it all bespoke to order down in Poole in Dorset.
So, and that's an important point actually, chatting before. So Poole in Dorset, UK manufacturer.
We keep everything local because we like this sustainability thing. So it's all, we try and keep it all with local suppliers as well for anything we buy in.
And the other thing that you mentioned there in terms of the bespoke elements to your work, I say elements, the vast majority of your work is bespoke solutions. It's not as though you've got I'll have one from the top and two from the bottom, please, and that will somehow fit my problem.
There are cases where a standard solution will solve what the customer's doing. They're fine, but there's always a but. and they'll say, I need to lift this, but it's an ATEX area, or I've only got this much headroom, or I can't get in. So that's the fun bit for us, is trying to overcome the but that always comes up. Yes, as I say, there'll be standard applications, standard trucks that we can supply, but literally 90% of what we do is bespoke. It's a one-off.
Right. Well, I tell you what, why don't we take a look at the innovation of today?
The one we've got on the stand is a good example of that,
Okay. Is there any, before we do throw to Luis on your stand, is there any context that you want to provide?
Well, just to say that the product that we've got it's been around for probably nearly 30 years with us. The principle of picking up a roll of paper vertically by the core, rotating it to the horizontal and pushing it off onto the customer's cantilever mandrel. Been around for a while, but customers would ask us, can we motorize that? And the answer was, okay, we don't at the moment, but we'll look into it, and now we can. Then they'll say, well, can I motorize the rotation? Yeah, okay. And this particular product that we're about to see was as a result of a customer saying, we're lifting to 2 meters, and our staff, are generally little and like
not
me, old,
2 meters tall.
And they were looking for a bit of assistance for getting the roll off from our machine onto theirs. So we went away and looked at this ejector system, which is what we're about to see.
And that's what you see on the top, just that right. Ejector.
That's right. So when Lewis shows the machine, we'll pick it up from the floor, we'll turn it, which is all fairly standard, but he's pressing buttons, he isn't doing this.
Right.
But you can still do this if you so wish, because a lot of customers won't need the buttons. But this is really as a result of a customer requesting something, can we? And we looked at it and said yes. So now we've got this fully motorized automatic ejector system, which is great.
Right. Well, let's see it in action.
Let's hope it works.
Fingers crossed.
Come on,
live
Louis,
TV,
don't let us
anything
down.
can happen. So
there he is.
This is Luis. Hello, Luis. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Oh, we can hear you loud and clear as well. That's fantastic.
Can we have
so,
your votes, please?
Your colleague Matt has just been giving us some context about the reel lifter and about the unique property here that it has in terms of the reel ejection. We are keen to see it in action. So, Luis, take it away.
Thank you. So, as Matt mentioned, we do have our machines that we've been doing for 30 years. You can see in the background is a very simple one, and this is where innovation comes through. So we can motorize all our machines. We have been developing a pusher for our machine, just as Matt mentioned. And I will show you a little bit of how it works.
Everyone's waiting.
Right, so you've got your control little panel there in your right hand, microphone in the left. Very good.
That's right. It's all on a remote control handset now. The up and down, the open teeth, withdraw teeth,
Yeah.
lift and rotate, and the pusher is all on separate buttons. Some buttons are double, so they won't operate unless you press both of them.
Which is difficult when you're holding a microphone in your hand.
Absolutely right. He's going to have to put that in his pocket or something. But you can't obviously release the teeth unless you've got two hands on, because you need to make sure it's a deliberate process.
So that's been a good lift, a good solid lift so far, and that's
spin it round then.
very easy to spin around. Very little muscle power expended in that maneuver. So it's now being taken up to 90
that roll
degrees.
I think is about 50, 55 kilo. So it's a fair amount of weight on there. So what he'll do now is we've actually just rigged up a simple boom to push it off onto to show how it works.
Right, so that's sort of in position now.
It is. What he's using one of our lifters, which is a screw lifter, which is our own compact screw lifter. So there's no hydraulics on that. It's just electric motor.
Perfect height. Docked.
It's almost as if we've marked it. Then he releases the teeth, and then the clever bit will then happen. So normally that would be a manual operation to push it across. But all being well, there you go.
And there's the ejector that we saw on the still image a moment ago. Is ejector the technical term?
Eject is good, yeah.
Okay, good.
There you go.
Nice.
And now you can see the top of the teeth that were actually the expanding teeth to grab the core. As I say, the lifting side of it is a stainless steel screw lifter for predominantly food and pharma.
Yes.
But the attachment could be attached to a different lifter if the customer didn't require a full hygiene sort of solution.
And Luis, you're reunited with your microphone there. You made that look effortless.
Okay, so, well, as you can see, you could still be a TV presenter. Handle rolls with our machines is pretty easy. One hand, all done. Here's where all the innovation comes from. So you have a very simple machine. You can then motorize the rotation, so you don't have to do it with your hands. You can then motorize the actual gripping. You don't have to do it with your hands. And then if it goes really tall, or if the roll is really heavy, then you can always push it with our ejector there. So this has been years and years of development. Obviously, as Matt mentioned, some of our customers will come to us. We have this problem. Can you solve it? We don't really know how to, but we'll find a way.
We'll find a way.
So, and that's the spirit.
And behind Luis, you can see some other examples of attachments that are linked to the same machine in response to customer requests.
Yeah, what have you got there, Luis? Matt is prompting you with some unplanned conversation here, but let's see if we can roll with it.
We're going over time.
All the time in the world.
Keep going. This is a tote bin lifter. So there's a few you'll see around the show. They're not uncommon.
But these are all different sort of attachments, different things that you would apply depending upon the customer requirement.
But this is a portable one. That's the main thing.
Right.
If you want to get a standalone one, talk to our friends at Cispal or whatever. They're fine. But the fact is, this is a different customer would come to us for this because they would want a portable solution to take the VMAG around the department.
Right.
Or they might be a very low sort of capacity producer.
Sure.
And they don't need that type of kit. Or in some cases, people have asked us today about using this to clean the tote bins. So they don't need the electric rotation. So we'll go back to the ranch and do some drawings of a manual rotation version, just so they can hold it inverted and wash it with a hose pipe.
Okay. The real lifter, of course, what we were just originally looking at with Luis, is the innovation part of Innovations 11 program here on the live demo theatre. Luis, thank you. Are there any final words that you want to say based on your usage of the real lifter there? Anything that we didn't cover as we were chatting through while you were demonstrating?
Oh, no, I think Matt has been very helpful in explaining what I've been doing around here. And yes, if you have any more problems, bring them to me, because
Luis's
that's what
background is
actually keeps me busy here, designing new machines.
He's one of our design engineers.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So he's the one that actually, I'll go back and say, Luis, I want to pick up this and turn it round. And he has to sit there and go like...
That's great. Well, I invite everybody here in the theatre to put their hands together for a fantastic demo. Thank you very much, Luis.
Thank you, Luis.
Gracias.
Aiba.
Aiba. So, you mentioned there that the solutions that you create for your customers are, by and large, are bespoke, 9 out of 10 times or whatever.
Yeah.
What is your product development time then? Because, you know, if I was to knock on your door and say, hey, Matt, could you ask your mate Luis to put together, I've got this 3 meter high requirement for some reason, whatever, I've got a reel this size, there's nothing out there that can help me. What sort of time scale are we looking at?
We'll always try and get as much information as we can from the customer, all the dimensions and drawings, photos, videos, site visit if it needs it, and then back to the sort of the brainstorming sort of design side of it. Generally, three months, 12 weeks is our sort of production lead time.
Right. Okay.
It doesn't take that long to make it, but that's sort of the lead time of, because we're full for 2 months.
Yeah.
And then within that 12 weeks, that's where the R&D will be done. We can demo standard kit, so the customer might want to have a demo of that, but without the motors, to see if the principle works for them.
Yeah.
And then if they like it, then we can move it on and customize it for them. But yeah, we're talking 12 weeks is what we aim for.
That feels like a pretty good kind of
It's
timeline,
pretty
to be
quick,
honest
yeah,
with you.
it is. It is, subject to, availability, as they say.
And obviously here, PPMA, lots of food applications here. Pharma, you mentioned as well,
food are the
similar
two big
in many ways.
Yeah.
Are there any other industries in which Packline's got a good line in as well?
Or luckily for us, we're not dependent on those two sectors.
Right.
We get involved with aerospace, we get involved with military, we get involved with standard transport companies.
Yeah.
They come to us for some of our kit. One of the machines that we didn't talk about but was in the video was our vacuum lifting range. So we get involved with companies that make wooden doors or you never know. When the phone rings or the emails come in, you look at what they do and think, oh, they're making fire doors.
Right.
So this week we're looking at lifting fire doors.
Well, if something needs lifting and it's a repeatable action and there's a way to provide some assistance to the operatives on the floor who are involved in the manufacture or the processing of that, then
that's right.
There is a requirement.
Quite often we can just change an existing product. So it might be a case of just slightly changing the width of something or the length of something, which will mean that works. It doesn't work at the moment, but we can make it fit your requirements. So
very good.
It's fun.
Matt.
It's good fun.
Really good demo from your colleague.
Yeah, he's a lad.
Really good conversation
Thank you.
now. What I want to do is just to throw the conversation out to our studio theatre audience and ask if you have any questions that you might like to
luckily the hecklers have gone. So
the hecklers have gone. They've stolen the product ideas, perhaps, whoever
gone.
they were. But for those who are still here, of course, are there any questions that you would like to put to Matt? We do have a question. Irene is walking over with a microphone.
And I've never met this man before in my life, so I haven't paid.
This could go one of two ways then. It could be great. Obviously, you're saying that a lot of the equipment has that kind of blend between it can be more fully automated and some more manual. Is there a trend as to what companies are looking for? Are they looking to go more of the automation route and less kind of like staff required, or a bit of a blend?
I think from what I see, it can be down to frequency, down to budget as well, to be honest, because they might like the idea of that, but they might think, I don't use it enough to justify the motors, I'll stick with the geared one. The staff they have, I mean, we used to work with a company that was, I think it was a government sort of arm of people in occupational therapy. So they didn't want to overload them, so that might have been a motorized solution. There are things like the height issue, which would mean that the motorized version is sensible, because you can't get to it easily. But no, I don't think there's really any trend other than if it's a repetitive thing, we can quote both, you know, and that's what we often do. We say, they look at the video and go, oh, I want that. And actually, when you drill down to what's going on, they actually go, I'll have the manual one, please. Because there's actually another one that doesn't even have a gearbox. It's a fully manual rotation. And that works fine up to about 80 kilos. So people might go, do you know, I'll have that one. So I guess it's down to who the customer is, what the product is, the type of environment. Is it a high hygiene pharmaceutical application? The motors tend to be popular, again, because they've maybe got the budget for it as well. Yeah. But a printer, wasting his time with that, because he just wants to pick it up and turn it and shove it on, and you know, he's not got any other concerns.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good question, though.
Thank you for your question. Any more questions from our theatre audience here today? No?
No.
In which case, my final call for... Oh, no, we do have one more. One more.
I've never met him before either.
No, you haven't. I was just going to ask, you know, in regards to the food industry,
yeah.
Have you noticed any like trends or patterns whereby people are coming to you for specific equipment requirements?
This spindle, this core gripper in whatever guise, is probably our best-selling attachment, because most food sites they've got the same issue. Lifting rolls up from the floor, rotating to horizontal and pushing on. Sometimes we hear that they managed fine for years, and then somebody decides to increase the footage on the roll, and they all of a sudden it's gone from 20 kilos to 45, and they realise that, shit, we've got to do something about it. But yeah, core gripping is the biggest thing in the food.
Would it be fair to say, just maybe building on that right now, certainly some innovations that I've seen around the floor, whether it is, you know, linerless labels and so on, what we're seeing innovation in the materials used for labeling right now,
yeah.
That would also change, for example, the density on a reel, which might change the kind of rating that you need in order to lift something to a certain height and so on.
Falls into our hands then, doesn't it? Because people do certain things by hand, and as they get heavier or the guidelines change, they realise it might only be a simple boom that they need. If the rolls are already in the horizontal, we just supply a little single spindle boom that goes through the core. That works fine. And the other good thing about our attachments is that they're interchangeable. So if a customer has one of our lifters, they can have 4 different attachments to do 4 different jobs on a quick release carriage. So you can clamp a roll, you can spear a roll or grip a roll, or even just have a platform or something that they might want to lift up to safe working height. But the principle is that this is all aluminium and stainless. The lifter is all stainless, non-hydraulic. So it was designed for food sites. So we have no issue with putting it in. We can IP it as well.
All right. Thank you for your
I'm not sure we answered the question. I just think we rambled, but...
No, it's all good for me.
All good.
Brilliant, thank you.
Thank you very much. We're going to leave it there for now. Matt, unless there are any final questions from the audience. No, we've answered them all.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Matt,
pleasure.
Thank you for that.
No, pleasure.
Extend our thanks to your colleague, Luis, as well, and I wish you every success for the rest of the week.
I'll
here
take him an
at
ice
PPMA
cream
show.
as a thank you.
Please do. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together
Thank
for
you.
Matt and Luis from Packline.
Thank you.